Well, it's another rainy day in San Diego, so finally the time to report on all my flying experiences with the Advance Iota DLS High B wing. I've had the Iota now for about 2 months, and I actually bought it used from Flybubble in the UK. A great outfit to buy from. In great shape, came exactly as advertised, and pretty much just been flying the pod harness with my SysRide computer. It was a custom color scheme ordered by the previous owner. Very nice, very fresh looking, and really like it. I've been going back and forth between Torrey Pines and Little Black, and the one thing right off the bat, this is a higher aspect ratio wing. You really want to make sure the tips are clear so you don't get any last minute little cravats. I did get that once or twice. Definitely less of a concern with my Epsilon DLS, but once I got this sorted, no problem whatsoever. I did spend some time at Torrey doing some kiting, getting used to ground handling before taking off at Little Black. Here I am as you can see, a lumpy bumpy day, which is not uncommon at Little Black, depending on the time of day or just depending on what happens that particular day at Little Black. It can be all over the place. The wing comes with its own compressed bag. I do use a concertina bag just to fold everything up, and it fits quite nicely into the Lightness 3 pack. As you can see here, straightforward risers, split A's, which is really nice, magnets on the brake holders. And this is not a lightweight wing, it's just a durable, lighter weight wing. So it should hold up pretty much like a standard wing, but it does weigh a bit less than their standard wing, but not as much as an ultra lightweight wing. It does have the usual riser identification to your carabiners just to make sure everything's set up well. So when I really want to test out a wing and fly it without having to worry about catching thermals, I always come to Torrey. On a good day, very predictable. Even if it's crowded, if it is a good day, I can get away from the main ridge soaring areas where the tandems go. Ooh, look cool up here. And I can do big ears, steep turns, and so on without having to worry about whether or not I'm going to be going down quickly. Those split A's really do make pulling in big ears very easy. It's very predictable, a little bit of flapping, but as soon as you let go, it goes right back to normal. Maybe a little tug on the brake lines. The turns on the Iota are very nice, straightforward. I find if I do first a weight shift, wait a second, pull that inner brake, and the wing comes right over. As I mentioned, this is a lighter wing, but not a lightweight wing, though it does pack up really nice and compresses quite well. It is noticeably lighter, but does act like a standard wing. It's able to pack up just fine into my Lightness 3. If I use my boundless, it would pack up just fine to go into my regular boundless harness. Unlike the Epsilon, the Iota DLS does have rear steering by their C handles. Very easy to use. Obviously you're on speed bar, you want some control. Very simple. Your brakes are up and you just grab these little C handles and steer, and it's really quite straightforward. You have a good feel, not too hard to do. and really have enjoyed it. This is the first time I've ever used C handle or backline BC steering in a glider.
Landing!
On my first few landing approaches, I realized that yeah, this wing does glide a little bit further, a little bit nicer than the Epsilon, and so I had to account for that and just maybe pull another 1-2 turns before I'm down on the ground, but very easy, great brake control, and otherwise my landings were really very nice. I really enjoyed it.
Got cold up there. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the Advance Iota. I have the size 25, and that's the DLS, or durable lightweight structure. Lighter than their previous Iota, but not as light as their ultra lightweight series, and they're coming out with a new wing, I believe, called the Theta, which is a mid-B wing. So the Iota is a high B wing, but really I've found that other than maybe getting a little bit used to the higher aspect ratio, making sure your tips are clear before taking off, it really kites quite well. I have no problems with the ground handling. The landings are great. The takeoffs are really very straightforward. Nothing about this wing that would make me not want to fly a high B wing. And it does give me better glide performance. And so I'm really hoping that the thermaling will be that much nicer. If I do any sort of cross country, I'll have a little bit more success. But as they say, it's not so much the arrows, but it's the archer that makes the big difference. And I still have the Epsilon DLS. Again, I love this wing also, and it is certified for paramotoring. I do have the hybrid risers for the Epsilon DLS, so there you go. That's in a future video. But right now, I'm enjoying both wings, but really flying the Iota just to really get used to it, flying that pod harness. But I think next time I'll take my boundless harness along with the Epsilon and go for a flight in that wing, and just to kind of compare things after flying the pod harness with the Iota for some time. That's it for now. Take care. Thanks for watching. Fly safe. See you in the next one.